It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Round and round.
Ay, they thinking I'm triggered, you better pull it. I'm the last dragon, first nigga to bite the bullet. I'm one of the illest to pursue this. Niggas is foolish to play with me, but I'm sticking to it. You gotta check for the publishing. I might need a Pulitzer, out of Jekyll and Hyde's. Flipping these people are puzzling. They come from my perspective. The love is so humble and disagreeing. They attack you. They wish they could muzzle them. Got respect for the miles. Wrist chilly, I covered it. Took a covenant. Promised to get this cheese. No assistance from the government. Suffering in this city just enough to get by. Now I laugh at my struggle similar to Kawhi. Money and murder, we know that it's sanctioned. I only trust Benjamin Franklin. I feel like I'm Langston with a hue opposite of my sanctum. All these rap niggas, y'all stand, I lyrically spanked them. I tap of them on if I'm in. If I was single, I asked for a date with Glorilla Speedy. That's pretty Mormon, I mean. My tumbo finger meaning nobody scoring on me. The last second, I'm pulling like Robert Horry, homie, please. Everything I spend to appease. I've been the best since Pinstripe Lees. I've been the beast since franchise snapping in them big white tees. I'm feeling blessed and I ain't even sneeze, so grip these, nigga. I'm a creator, no Tyler. Pull heat from the hip, make them shake like Tyler. That's a double entendre. The boy gotta glow like a 9 to all these brands on the nigga. You would think I was sponsored. Shout, it might need a podcast. Feedback on the mic like a fucked up broadcast. These birds ran through, gotta look up the Carfax. Realist in 4K, gotta step up your format, nigga. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. In this video, we're going to be getting into two subjects. Number one, Tyler, the creator, and the backlash that he's been facing over the last few days, where it started and where it's at currently. All right. Now, of course, first, rest in peace to D'Angelo. I said my condolences on Twitter a couple days ago. I didn't speak on it on here. D'Angelo is very personal to me. Literally came out to Lady at my wedding. You know what I'm saying? Been listening to him for a very long time. One of my favorite artists overall. Any genre, right? But after he passed, Tyler, the creator, you know, he put out some words of tribute for him, and things went left from there, right? We're going to get to that. And we're also going to get into this whole Playboi Carti situation. I guess that he was out doing rehearsals for his tour that he's on right now, the Antagonist tour. And there's reports saying that, I guess, while he was doing the rehearsal, or while he was on his way to a rehearsal, his driver was transporting him around, and there was some sort of altercation between himself and his girlfriend in the back of the car. The driver pulled over, and things got violent. All right, we're going to get into both of those stories in this video because I don't really have the wherewithal in me to do both of them individually, and I'm trying to be as efficient as possible with the content. All right. So first, let's get to Tyler. So here we are on Complex, and they have this article here that says, what's happening with Tyler, the creator, and the D'Angelo tribute fallout. Okay. They say Tyler's past tweets are under new scrutiny after critics said his Odd Future era normalized ignorance toward black art among his fandom. Furthermore, they state Tyler, the creator, is facing mounting backlash after a tribute to D'Angelo spiraled into a heated debate about race, fan culture, and his own controversial past. All right. Now, I'll be the first to say during the early days of Tyler, the creator, and Odd Future, I was not a fan. You know, I didn't care for the music. I didn't care for his production. I knew people that were like really big on Earl, and I could hear the talent in his raps, but still wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of Earl Sweatshirt to this day. His music just doesn't catch me. You know, he can rap, but his brand and his style just don't mesh with me. You know what I mean? Shout out to the internet though. Nonetheless, it was a lot of antics that they were doing back in the days, and it didn't resonate with me. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was just the way I was raised or what have you, but that whole edgelord stuff that people try to lean into, that's never been appealing to me. Never really cared for people that fell into that bracket. But they say, why is Tyler the Creator facing backlash after his D'Angelo tribute? After neo soul icon D'Angelo passed away on October 14th, Tyler shared a tribute post online to honor one of his biggest musical influences. He says, "We are so lucky to have been alive to enjoy his art," Tyler wrote at the time. "My musical DNA was helped shape by this man. Forever grateful. Safe travels." However, the comment section under his post, which has been since turned off, were reportedly flooded with off-topic and insensitive replies from fans who either didn't know D'Angelo or made jokes about when Tyler's next album would drop. The tone-deaf responses sparked outrage across social media platforms, particularly among fans who felt they revealed a larger disconnect between Tyler's audience and the black artist he champions, right? And as Tyler has grown as a person, we see that he's gravitated to black cities like Atlanta, Houston, New Orleans, etc., um, and paid more tribute to black artists. Not to say that he wasn't always a fan, but there was a time where him and his friends would make fun of the more serious musicians, right? So they say, what did Tyler say that sparked more controversy? In response to the wave of comments, Tyler tweeted and later deleted a tweet about sun dodgers. I guess that would be as white people. They say the term was interpreted by some as a derogatory way to refer to white people. While Tyler previously used the phrase in reference to ICE agents in an unrelated Instagram post, its use reignited long-standing criticisms about the racial dynamics within his fan base. And even if he did call the ICE agents sun dodgers, I'm sure he probably suspected that whoever was under those fucking masks was probably the same. We'll continue. They say, how did fans and critics react online? Reddit user Margaret M pointed out that the situation revealed the interesting ways in which black music is heard but not truly digested by non-black fans. This opened up a wider discourse on X about how Tyler's white fan base engages with black culture on a superficial level. Okay? So here's a tweet that Tyler liked. I'm going to click on it. Give me a second here. And it states, Tyler's fan base hates black music despite Tyler himself having a very deep love and appreciation for it. Nigga has Charlie Wilson, Erykah Badu, DJ Drama, etc. collaborations, and they still refuse to engage with black art on any meaningful level. Very cannibalistic. And I remember when Call Me If You Get Lost came out and it had DJ Drama drops, you know, because it was a Gangsta Grrrls tape turned into an album. He was trying to further the lineage of the Gangsta Grrrls history. Of course, his favorite artist, Pharrell, has a legendary Gangsta Grrrls tape as well. And a lot of his fans was like, who is this nigga screaming on the album? They didn't even know who the fuck DJ Drama was. And I remember that being a big conversation, right? So I think there's definitely some room to have that talk about, you know, these fans that come from different backgrounds who are not well versed in black art, but they may consume it from one person who you might perceive as a token, and you can't fully appreciate it. Although you may love that artist and their music, if you don't love and appreciate the source material that this person is drawing from, then how can you really connect with it on any deep level, you know, beyond the superficial, right? And as this was coming out, a lot of people were pointing at Tyler and his past, you know, and his entry into the music industry, because people felt like, well, this is the environment and ecosystem that you cultivated for yourself. These are the people that have been growing with you from early on in your career when you weren't taking life seriously. Everything was a joke, and everything was subject to be used in a joking manner, even if it was serious issues, even if it were things that were offensive. If it was something offensive, it actually would make them lean further in, right? Again, that was a period in which I didn't fuck with Tyler at all. So getting back to Complex, because they documented this pretty well, they say, is Tyler being held accountable for his past behavior? They state some fans and critics are now pointing fingers back at Tyler himself with Hot New Hip Hop and Hot 97, both reporting that Tyler is being accused of cultivating the very type of audience now under fire. As I was just stating, the rapper's critics have resurfaced alleged tweets from his early Odd Future days, particularly from 2012 to 2014, where Tyler reportedly made anti-black, misogynistic, and other offensive comments. Okay, so we got screenshots here of the old tweets. So let's go through them real quick. Up top left, we have one that says, "I hate Black History Month," which starting off is already on a bad wave. He says, "Why the fuck do you have to fucking separate niggas still?" Which is of course a reference to segregation. He says, "Oh, it's paying homage to our heroes. Fuck that." Now, to be fair, I don't agree with this tweet. I don't agree with the sentiment, but I think we all know somebody out there. You may even be the person that feels like Black History Month shouldn't be some separate moment or separate month. And some people would say, they give us the shortest month to even commemorate and give us our flowers or our, uh, tribute to history. So some people are against it in that regard as well. Again, I disagree on all fronts, but some people may say that he's saying that to a degree. Right next to it, we have "I hate the black dude from Victorious," right? Which to me, I don't know if that stands. I know the black dude from Victorious turned out to be Leon Thomas, who's, running shit in R&B right now. Um, I don't know if he just like pinpointed him because he was black. Um, so I'm not gonna use that as an indication. I think there's others that stand out even more. So y'all took screenshots of the same screenshot. Like, what the fuck? This the same shit we saw before. And he has another one here that says, "And black people are currently mad right now, but in 2 weeks we'll be over it because they really don't care." Cool hashtag though, right? Uh 2014. This is what was going on at the time of this tweet? Okay, so that was after the death of the killing of Mike Brown and the protests in Ferguson. Yeah. That ain't it, homie. Now, of course, we could say that in retrospect, it's not going to change anything today, but that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hell fucking no. Right? Black people are currently mad right now, but in 2 weeks we'll be over. Then, and there's people out there again that be feeling this type of way. But I don't think shit like this should be voiced. You know what I'm saying? Being insensitive to people who are rightfully angry makes no sense. You're just being a contrarian for the sake of it, right? And that's exactly why in the early years of Tyler the Creator, I wasn't fucking with him. Damn, I see my homie. That you don't know how to engage with the black community. Damn, he telling him about himself. How about you just shut up, pick up a book, have a conversation? Black people don't care. You're uncomfortable with tragedies that happen within your culture instead of avoiding the fact. Real life homie setting his ass straight. Damn. Shout out to Jay Adams. Super dope artist, by the way. Somebody I've collaborated with multiple times over the years. If y'all like that pickup joint that I play sometimes, I also play a song that we did called Orange Soda in some of my intros. That's his record as well. Shout out to him. We've got another one. I know y'all can't see part of this because of my logo, but it says, "If this Zimmerman shit," oh hell no, hell no. "If this Zimmerman shit doesn't go right, I hope blacks don't riot or go on to prove to the others that they are animals and shit. Fuck that." All right. So I'm guessing at the time he was saying if the Zimmerman verdict doesn't go right with him, getting his rightful jail time, which he ended up being released. He was saying that he hopes that other black people don't go out and commit crimes to make the rest of us look bad. Yeah, that motherfucking tweet right there is egregious. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it was 2013. 2013, I wasn't saying no shit like that, but I think I am, a little older than Tyler, but ain't no fucking way. Another one from 2014. He says, I can't think of any black directors that don't make cliche black themed or urban movies. I'm gonna look some up and see. I'm not tripping on this one really. You know what I'm saying? I get the sentiment of it. I could see why some people may feel that way, but I think sometimes people do wonder, how many black directors are gonna make the same type of movies. Why aren't more black directors doing more action films or general stories that don't have to, do with like hood stories, you know what I mean? But I'm not tripping off that. The other stuff, like I said, is strong enough on its own. Like what the fuck? People have also brought up old photos and stuff. I think there was like a odd future piece of merch that had like a black face on it. There was one time I guess he wore a KKK outfit and stuff like that. I don't co-sign none of that type of shit. I ain't got no friends that I would co-sign that type of shit from. I can't co-sign that. I can't sweep it under the rug. I do enjoy Tyler the Creator's music. I liked Chromacopia a lot. It's not gonna stop me from saying them fucking tweets were egregious. That's no, right? I do think that at bare minimum, Tyler should come out and just speak directly to it. Not just rap about it, but just speak to the situation. You know what I mean? Try to convey what it is that you were doing at the time. Show people how you've grown. Um, and continue to evolve. You know what I mean? Am I gonna hold him to those moments for the rest of his life? No, not necessarily, but I do remember when I was looking at the nigga Strange and I didn't even see none of that shit. You know what I mean? I just knew he wasn't my type of nigga. There's that. There's people out there that want to cancel Tyler the Creator. If you're on that wavelength, I can't blame you. I can't tell you to come off that ledge. I totally get it. But I think there's a lot of people in the industry, if you look back, they may not have said it in tweets, they may have said it in interviews, they may have said it in lives, who said similar shit that are walking away unscathed right now like shit, boy, that nigga Tyler the Creator. Whoa. I'm glad ain't nobody got on to me yet. Not saying for me, but for them. We're gonna move on to the Playboi Carti situation. So here we have Playboi Carti cited with assaulting limo driver during rapper's stop in Utah. All right, so this is an assault situation. This was published on October 17th, so it's been a few days. They say on this June, oh, that's a photo. Let's go to the actual situation. Park City, a popular hip hop artist, was issued a citation earlier this month for allegedly striking a limo driver during a recent stop on his tour in Utah. And there's definitely been reports that Playboi Carti don't always know how to keep his hands to himself, right? Even Iggy Azalea has been telling us that. And people have been jumping on her rather than saying, that shit is not okay. They say Wasatch County Sheriff deputies responded to a reported altercation near River Road and State Route 40 on October 2nd. So this happened a few weeks ago, according to a police report obtained by KSL.com Friday through a public records request. An initial caller told police that they witnessed two men fighting and mentioned that two black SUVs were connected to the incident. A short time later, a limousine driver, the alleged victim, called and told police what happened and remained at the scene until they arrived. The limousine driver told deputies that he had picked up his quote-unquote client, who was later identified as Jordan Terrell Carter, who goes by the stage name of Playboi Carti, in Park City, and was headed towards Utah County, the police report states. Carter was in Utah for a show at the Delta Center on October 3rd, and according to the limousine driver, he was driving him to a rehearsal in Utah County. The limousine driver, who asked that his name not be shared, told KSL.com Friday that the company he drives for was hired to transport Carter around during his time in Utah. The driver recounted the day of the incident, picking the rapper and his entourage up from a hotel in Park City to drive them to Utah Valley University in Orem for Carter's rehearsal. He also noted that the couple was smoking marijuana in the vehicle, according to the report. I don't know if he ain't like the weed smell or what, The driver stated the fight was escalating to a point he was uncomfortable and wanted to de-escalate and separate them. Okay, so this is between Playboi Carti and his girlfriend. The client had two SUVs for service, and the security guard was in the other one. The driver stated he contacted him and informed him he wanted them in different cars. The report says the driver said he stopped the vehicle, which the report says upset Carter's girlfriend. Everyone got out of both vehicles, and the driver said Carter got upset and hit the girlfriend, the report states. All right, so here is the driver of the limo allegedly stating that he believed that Playboi Carti punched his girlfriend. Okay, and of course, like I was just saying a few minutes ago, Iggy Azalea says that she was physically abused by Playboi Carti as well. So I don't know if this is accurate, but this is what the driver's story says. The driver said he didn't actually see Carter hit the woman, but noticed that she was hunching over, holding near her chest. So he believes that he punched her in the chest. The driver said Carter then hit him on the left side of his face when he was not looking. All right. So allegedly, Playboi Carti punched his girlfriend. He pulls over, they get out, and he punched him as well. He says, I turned my head for just a brief minute off to the right-hand side, and this explicative hits me in the face, punches me in the explicative face. Responding deputies reported noting redness on the left side of the driver's lower jaw. On the left lower jaw of the driver, you could see redness consistent with physical contact. There was also a line on his jaw with a space. It appeared to be consistent with the space on a fist or open hand that is between knuckles. The driver was still shook up, but after photos and statement, he was free to leave the area and wanted to do so. Okay, so they found physical injuries on the lower left jaw of the person, which means he was either slapped or punched. Deputies also spoke separately with Carter, his security guard, and his girlfriend to get their accounts of what occurred. The girlfriend said she was the one who hit the driver because he got in her business, the report states. All right, so although the driver said it was Playboi Carti that hit him, the girlfriend is now saying that she hit him because he got in their business. But the security guard told deputies that he elbowed the driver. So all of them are taking credit for hitting this guy, but it was really Playboi Carti. Okay? Security guard told deputies that he elbowed the driver using a martial arts move. Carter said he punched the driver for stopping in a weird place and dropping him off. So he admitted to hitting the driver. Carter was issued a citation for assault. Although he, as in Carter, asked if there was a way to take care of it now, I informed him no, it will need to go through the court process, the deputy wrote in the report. Carter was complying with law enforcement, but mad that the limo driver was doing this based on his status, is what he believed to see. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you doing this because of I'm a celebrity. Jordan complied with photos of his hands, but would not allow any photo of his face to identify the hands. All right? So, we don't know for sure if Playboi Carti actually hit his girlfriend. The driver said that that's what he believed happened. Okay, and he has a history of DV, so it's not too far-fetched. But he was not actually written on the citation for hitting his girlfriend, only received a citation for hitting the driver. There's some people out there that are trying to draw parallels between Playboi Carti and Kendrick Lamar. Like, oh, look at him, he's working with this abuser, da 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 da. And remember, that was a talking point earlier this year that people were throwing around. And although I personally don't agree with it, you know what I'm saying? In terms of if somebody is known for putting hands on women, if I know that is a thing, I'm not gonna work with them. You know what I'm saying? If we start canceling everything that have abusers' hands on it and apologists, you know what I'm saying? Shut it down. Fuck it. If we want to go there, let's do it. But I don't see how you can conscionably try to fault Kendrick Lamar for working with Playboi Carti, who may or may not know his personal situation like that. And then try to say, you know, Oh, it's them linking up because they have common interest in beating women. Number one, we don't have any proof of Kendrick Lamar putting hands on a woman ever. So if that's the angle you're trying to take, find another one. Number two, if you're doing this or saying this or trying to draw this parallel on behalf of Drake, just look at that man's circle that he travels with daily, who he parties with daily. It's people signed to his company. You don't want to have this conversation. All right? There was an idiot in my comments who was trying to make it seem like I was avoiding both of these subjects, like I had some personal connection to either one of these motherfuckers. I do enjoy Tyler, the Creator's music. You know what I'm saying? His new music. Them tweets, I don't co-sign. What the fuck you want me to say? I don't co-sign that shit. I don't think it's okay. I think the nigga should speak to it. You know what I mean? When it comes to Playboi Carti, I ain't never liked Playboi Carti. Even when I reacted to the Kendrick features on his album on music, I said, I'm not finna play this nigga album. I'm only listening to this shit for the Kendrick features. And I didn't like Playboi Carti's parts on them songs neither. It's on video, right? So let's not act like I give a fuck about Playboi Carti. Yes, it was dope that he popped out in LA on stage for his hometown crowd on the Playboi Carti show. Cool. You know what I mean? You want to hold him to the fire for going out on stage with an abuser? Be my guest. But you can't put that on his badge like he did it. But if you personally feel like Kendrick shouldn't work with Playboi Carti because of that, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I disagree. I agree. I think Kendrick's going to have to take a little bit more inventory on the motherfuckers he's associating himself with too. The motherfuckers that he's collaborating with too. Yeah, I don't think he's exempt from that. But if you want to have that conversation, at least make it a genuine conversation and not a Spider-Man meme. Because if you want to Spider-Man meme it up, the finger pointing is always going to go back to your fave. Because we could see what you're trying to pull, all right? So just be prepared, because you want to have a conversation. The conversation is still going to get kind of loud in your case. Because remember, there's still Baca. There's still even that nigga What's the Dirt that y'all be goddamn trying to champion now because he's a Drake apologist. Remember when he uncovered them minors that was partying at that nigga mansion parties last year that y'all didn't like. Let's be clear about that shit too. All right? So if we want to start talking about narratives, we don't got to pull no motherfucking narratives out of what's actually out there. All right? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I could do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I ran for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had to